And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
Namaskar and welcome to another brand new episode of This Week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh right here on ITV Gold. And you know, it's always an honor and pleasure to have with us Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh with us, talking to us, answering our questions. So also I would like to thank all of you for sending us questions for Dr. Parikh. Thank you so much for that, and keep those questions coming. So let me welcome Dr. Parikh. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh.
Namaskar all the viewers of the ITV Gold.
So, Dr. Parikh, today let's start with rapid fire questions, because I know when this airs back, things would have already taken place since this is the election week here in US. And so the first rapid fire question is right here. It is starting with the New Jersey's, of course. Tell me, who's going to win? Jack Ciattarelli or
I think it's very close race, because last survey shows that only difference between both the candidates is only 4 to 5 points, and 4 to 5 points is a kind of is impossible to call. It's very close to call. It all depends upon whose turnout is more than others, and he will or she will win. I think conventionally, because of this is a blue state, so usually probably Democrat candidate will win. But lately, New Jersey is getting purple, from the blue to purple, and that's why we don't know. And Republican may win, because after 8 years of Democratic administration, people always like some change.
All right. So my next rapid fire question is from Sana from New York. She is talking about the New York City mayoral race, between Zohran Mamdani, former New York Governor Cuomo, and of course this Curtis Silva. Who is going to win?
I think it's very given that Zohran Mamdani will win, because his lead is very, very big lead. And lead like a 15, 16 points is never, usually there's no way anyone can catch up there. And I think a lot of young generation likes him, looks like. And people wants young politicians, fresh politicians, rather than recycled politicians like Andrew Cuomo or Siva.
But since you're talking about it, do you think experience matters, or do you think if you bring the younger blood out there, they're going to do well?
Well, I think you have to take a chance and sometime give a chance to the younger blood, because the older blood, they have their own set of working. And I mean, we have seen that Andrew Cuomo is working as a governor, and he was kind of failure during COVID time. A lot of deaths happen unnecessarily, and so I think that may haunt him in the election. So let's see what happens. But I think New York mayoral race it's over now. It's given.
All right. So now let's move on to our regular questions. Of course, I'm sure you have seen a bombshell interview by President Trump on CBS 60 Minutes. He said that we will start doing nuclear tests because countries like Russia, China, they are testing. So my question to you is is this going to restart the nuclear arms race in the world?
Well, I think there's no need for nuclear test to start a nuclear test, because nowadays the science is so advanced. They can, USA has so many nuclear warheads, so they can do the simulation on computer. There's no need to really have a nuclear blast. So I think, but you know how our President Trump is, he likes to have some kind of headlines almost every day, and that's what he's doing it.
And even President Trump, he named Pakistan as one of the countries which is doing nuclear tests. So I want to know from you what implications does that have?
Yeah, that is a serious implication because Pakistan will have may do the nuclear testing again, and China is also nuclear state. So I think we Indians or India is a kind of sandwich between two nuclear power, and none of the country in the world who has this kind of sandwich situation, and therefore I think it's very concern for India, and India has to be think their strategic plan what to do to counteract this kind of because if there are two nuclear countries, if they both are against us, then we are in a big trouble.
Right. So moving on from that, let's move on to India. Let's move on to Bihar elections and campaigns, it's peaking. So will Nitish Kumar, who is very popular with like female voters, be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat once again?
Well, I don't. That's what people are talking about. That probably JDU may get a lot of seats this time, and there is a lot of disagreement because he wanted to declare himself as a chief minister candidate, and which BJP did not do it. So, but NDA has a lot of power, a lot of influence, and NDA I think has edge against the Mahagathbandhan. And so let's see. But then after election, we don't know who will be the chief minister of NDA.
So tell me about Prashant Kishore. What impact do you think he will have on these polls?
I think he may not have that much impact, but if he wins 15 to 20 seats in the election, then he has some influence and probably he will cut the NDA vote, BJP votes, because his more followers are mainly upper caste Hindus, like Brahmin, Rajput, and Baniya, and that cuts in the BJP votes. So I think if he does more aggressive campaign and people listen to him, and he wins 15-20 seats out of 243 seats, then he becomes kind of important factor in the deciding who gets the government.
All right. So let's move on from this political thing to our economy, which is, our stock market. It's doing extremely very well right now, and which is, of course, driven by a small number of tech and AI related stocks. So tell me, is this a bubble or is it a strong economic condition?
Well, it looks like underlying economy is very strong, though it looks like a bubble too, but it's not real bubble, but we don't know. I mean, everyday market is going up and up, and which is very unusual. And all the pundits are wrong because they all are predicting 10% correction anytime. So we see what happens.
So do you have any suggestions or any tips?
I think as long as you can it all depends upon your tolerance and risk taking attitude. But I think if you have some lot of profit in your high tech, those Magnificent Seven or AI stock, there is no harm in taking take out your original cost of those stocks and then ride on the gravy only.
I know you do invest quite a bit of stuff. So tell me, how is this real estate market doing? Is it good to invest in real estate right now or no?
Right now is not. Let's wait for interest rate to come down, because right now interest rate is very high to make a profit in commercial real estate or even residential real estate. So I would wait for a couple of years till interest rate comes down to 2-3%, and it will come down. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I also want to talk about, on a positive note, we had the Indian cricket team, women's cricket team, they won the World Cup. So is this do you think is it a good way to promote the women's sports, similar to men's World Cup?
I think so, because cricket, women cricket is very unusual, and it just started recently, relatively recently, and I think they are playing very well, and they should can be encouraged. because I think all sports belong to both the genders, male or female. And I think in cricket we are doing very well. And I mean, look at the results. I mean, we are now world champion in the cricket, and we should be keep playing and better and better.
Okay, my last question to you is always a medical question, and I want you to give tips to people, especially with the winter coming and everything else. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
with your
as I
tips.
doctor always says that when winter, if you, just before winter, all the people should have their flu shots. There are some RSV shots, COVID boosters, and make sure that particularly the elderly people 65 and above who has comorbidity, who has a disease associated with chronic disease like diabetes or high blood pressure or cardiac, should get this vaccine and be more careful during the winter months, during the winter time.
All right, so before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Please go ahead, Doctor.
Well, I think today is election day. Everywhere there is election happening in USA, and it's called Let's Celebrate. It's a festivity of the democracy, and we all should celebrate there. If you have not voted for it today, go and vote, because voting booths are open till evening. And always, this is the only chance you get once in 4 years to say what you think good for country and good for you. So please go ahead and vote and be part of the democracy, celebration of the democracy.
And absolutely, and everybody's voice counts and matters.
Right.
And thank you so much.
Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye.